Hey guys, welcome to the live stream. Glad you're here. It's still kind of early. We're just kind of starting up here, and tonight's live stream is going to be pretty chill. To be honest, I was debating on whether I should even have one this week or not. So a couple things to announce about the live streams while people are kind of figuring out that it is live. By the way, if you would share it up on Facebook, that way folks know that we're doing a live stream. But a couple simple things, just kind of like, we'll call it bookkeeping or whatever, housekeeping. So the streams, I have gone back and forth with the times that I want to do the live streams for you guys. And I think that this is probably the time slot that's going to work. Mondays at 8 p.m. And I don't know if I'll be able to do them every week, but I'm going to try to do a weekly live stream for everybody. So do me a favor. I've talked for a few seconds here. If everything sounds good, say something in the chat so that I know that it does. You can hear me. You can see me. Everything seems balanced. I don't want my volume to be too low. I don't want it to be too high or anything like that. If there's anything like that I can adjust, please just say something and I will adjust it. All right. I'm going to make sure I look all right. So yeah, I cut the beard off. I promise it's still me. I just have a little bit less weight to carry around. All right, Harold, it's good to see you. Moldy, good evening. Moldy, it's good to see you. All right, so this is the live stream. I'm just going to kind of ease into it so that folks can figure out that we're doing it, but maybe give them like 5 minutes or something like that, and then I'll start up. Till then, I'll just make small chat with y'all. Now, what I've been doing traditionally is doing like a countdown in the chat room. So what we'll do is we'll start with a 20, and then you guys can just click in the countdown. So there you go. I put the 20 in the chat, so whoever does want to participate, do a 19, and that gets the comments flowing so that YouTube knows that this is an interactive chat room, and it helps push it out for the algorithm. It actually helps a lot. Believe it or not, it's like one of those little tricks. So 19 in the chat is what we're looking for. Nice, Mark. Thank you. Appreciate it. So the next one's 18, and you guys can just follow along. When we get down to 0, we will start the stream going. Moldy, I see the 18. Thank you. Appreciate it. So, yeah, the time is going to be Mondays at 8 o'clock. And I did that for the same reason that you see the beard has been trimmed off. The beard was getting in the way of some of my goals that I've got going on. So I'm doing some stuff that the beard is kind of being a hindrance. So it had to go. I wore it for 3 years. And I've probably worn a big beard like that for a total of about 8 years of my life. I think it's okay if I wear it, a little short for a while too. So I figured I'd just cut it off for a bit. So it might look a little different. I promise I'm still the same guy underneath. I see we're down to 17. Appreciate it. I think till we get to about 8:05 we'll be down. And I'm drinking a bunch of water, I think, because I'm a little nervous tonight for some reason. Just a little bit of nerves. So I'm just going to try and relax with you guys. Keep it chill tonight. No pressure. Just breathe, right? Just breathe. So Mondays at 8, that's what I'm going to try and hold myself to. I do want to say this. I have noticed that you guys are, let me bring this up so that it's actually sharing. There we go. I want to take you guys over to YouTube here. You guys are already on YouTube, but let me show you what I mean. I've noticed that you guys are using, you're going to my channels and going underneath, even this video you're watching right now, when you guys click on a video and you watch them or whatever, say you watch like a doc update or something like that. When you're done watching it, you guys are going down here in the comments section, and all these blue links to Amazon and stuff, these affiliate links, you guys are following those, and I am seeing that in real time. It's actually showing up that you guys are, I'm like watching, I'm getting feedback from Amazon, and they're saying you guys are actually following through with that. So I appreciate that very much. I'm getting a little check from Amazon every month, and it's because you guys are simply clicking on that link and then doing your shopping. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It just sends me a small commission, a very small commission on the items that you guys pick up. So I appreciate that no cost to you support. I appreciate it. Brian Murphy, good evening. It's going to be cold out on the lake. Well, I got to admit, I have not been fishing myself. I haven't been out on the water. And there's a reason for that. I'm going to talk a little bit about the charter and stuff, kind of like what's going on. But we're down to 15. Keep counting down. We're going to try and get down to 0, and then I'll start the live stream. So we started at 20, and we are down to 15. Who's got a 14 in the chat? 14 in the chat, and we'll get it rolling when we get down to 0. But, yeah, thank you guys for following the affiliate links. I appreciate that. That's a simple way to kind of build the business, and it is small, guys, right now. It's not a big deal. I think I might be getting like $25 a month or something like from it. But it is rolling. It's progressing, and that's just how it is. It's got to build up over time. Mark, you gave me a 14. Thank you. Appreciate it. Keep it rolling, guys. Keep it rolling. About 8:05 we'll probably start. So if you're catching this stream after the live stream, just move forward to about 8:05, give or take, and we'll get it kicking off. I've got some good notes tonight, but I am going to keep it fairly brief. I'm figuring maybe a 20 or 30 minute sit with you guys should be enough to cover what I need to cover. And unless you guys have some incredible questions and we go on tangents and stuff, I think that'll be enough. I think we'll all be happy with that. Well, I think we're about that time if people wanted to be here. So we'll just go ahead and roll with it, okay? Appreciate the countdown and stuff. And you guys can keep counting down. You're welcome to do that. That shows the interaction in the chat. But what we're going to do is go ahead and start the live. And you guys can feel free to ask any questions at any time. I do not care. I do not want to go to the grave with any of this information in my head. So if there's something you're struggling with, bring it out now. That's why we're here. Community grows a stronger community whenever there's good communication. We don't keep secrets to ourselves. Otherwise, the next generation coming up behind us doesn't do any better than we have. Mark says this is how he remembers me, with this beard. It's crazy to think how long, how fast time passes sometimes. It's wild, right? Like, it was down. I mean, it was pretty serious. 3 years, man. Probably close to 4 years now. 4 years of friendship with Mark, and I'm glad. They slipped right by. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get into my notes, guys. Thank you so much for being here for the live stream. My name is Randall. If we haven't met, I have a small charter that it runs down primarily on Raystown Lake and Lake Erie. Most of you know some of the videos from Fishin. Thank you for watching. All the continued support is incredible, and the community at Raystown is just getting better. So on the community on Raystown Lake, and with it being winter, we know there's some kind of like concerns and stuff, right? The cold weather is one, the cold water, the sketchy docks, things like that. So, of course, do all the safety stuff, wear the vest, just be careful stepping on and off the boat at the dock, especially because that's where people usually go in, is at the dock. It's where most of the injuries happen. But there is salt at the main docks. So as long as you go to one of the main docks, you're going to find it. I'm talking about James Creek, 7 Points, and Snyder's Run. And thank you, Buck, for providing those buckets of salt. Those are community provided. There's nothing to do with the lake, nothing with the Army Corps or anything. That is just us looking out for each other. And Bud is spearheading the way for that. So thank you, Bud. Appreciate that. And do use that salt. We don't want anybody slipping back into the water and making a bad situation even worse. So take care of yourself out there. Take care of one another if they need help. Do me this favor. You guys, I'm going to run on to my website real quick. When you guys go to my website, if you just scroll all the way to the very bottom, excuse me, that's not where I'm at. You guys go into the bar here under Randall Rydes Fishing, and you scroll down to the very bottom. You'll notice that my phone number is right there. I'm not telling you that I'm on the water every single day, but what I can say that I kind of know who is on the water, at least somebody that's on the water. So if you're down there and you're struggling, if I'm on the water, I'll come help you out myself. But if you shoot me a text, I might know somebody that's down there. So if you're in a bad situation, by all means, have my phone number in your phone so that you can text me, and we'll see if we can help you out. So just especially over this winter period, whenever things are a little bit sketchy down there, make sure you're being safe, all right? All right, very good. So, well, let me jump into this. I've already thanked you for the affiliate links. That was important. I did want to point out I was just on my website, but I jumped off of it because I'm a little out of sorts tonight. Just bear with me. It's a little crazy. But you go to Randall Rydes Fishin', and you can, of course, look at all my links there. But I wanted to show you guys the calendar. That's what I wanted to show you. I spent a little bit of time today going through the calendar and putting some dates on there. Now, you'll see that I ride motorcycle a lot, so you'll see that I put my motorcycle dates on there, like here, like Daytona. So I'm going to get down first thing in the spring here for my buddy's Panhead party, which I have made for the last couple years. I don't want to miss it, and it corresponds with Daytona Bike Week, and we get together and play music and stuff. A lot of you don't know that. I play music, and that's kind of a big deal for me. But you'll see in late March, my calendar is completely open. So in late March, I will be up here looking to go fishing and looking to run charters all the way through late March and April. And I have a couple dates booked already, but by all means, reach out to me and we'll work out a time if you want to go. For April and May, those are 2 big months at Lewistown Lake. And then if you want to take the time and really just go through my calendar, you'll see some of my dates, some of the days that I have kind of blocked out for the different things. You'll see that I have a big hiking trip in June planned, the multi-week hiking thing I'm going to do with the kids. And then Lake Erie is on the schedule for July and August. So yes, we're going back to Lake Erie in July and August. I got a big block of time in August that you guys, if you want to go up and you want to chase after some walleye with me, then, well, hit me up. Send me a message, that phone number you just put in your phone, and just text walleye, and I'll know what you mean. And then I left October pretty open, November pretty open. Again, these are times that are really good for fishing. And then, of course, we'll get back into the later parts of the year. But ultimately, all I wanted to say was the calendar on my website has been updated. I'll say that it's about 90% right now. So it's not completely filled in. I might adjust some things from time to time, but for the most part, it's in there. Yeah, so maybe I should actually skip back. So here we go. We got Mark just mentioned, he must have seen it just in passing there. I do have the dates marked out for paddling and bassin for 2025, and it is the first weekend of June, which is traditionally the time that we do paddling and bassin. And I have a little bit of flexibility with this. It might be the weekend before, but I think I haven't talked to the crew about it yet, but I think it's going to be this weekend. But we're not, when it changes, I'll change the calendar, but I don't think it's going to change. I think that's the weekend it's going to be. And but for now, that's what it is. The 6th, 7th, and 8th of June, the first weekend in June, like it usually is, for paddling and bassin. If you haven't been out on our kayaking adventure for paddling and bassin, we've done it a couple years in a row now, and I really think you should come. I think you'll enjoy it. You don't have to be an expert. You don't even have to have experience. Just get yourself a kayak and come float with us. It's an easy float, and it's well organized. We will take you right along. Just make sure you have your fishing license and bring a fishing pole, and you're going to catch lots of fish. We have a good time. We got a couple of videos. You probably watched 1 or 2 of them, but check out my channel when you're done here, and you can just plug in paddling and bassin on my channel, and then you can look up Mark's as well. His are linked below my videos, so you can just do a little binge watching of paddling and bassin if you'd like to. The rendezvous is the next weekend, by the way. Okay. So there's probably some stuff, Mark, that we need to talk about a little bit to work it out. But, to get the specifics. The weekend after that, I won't be available. It's looking like it. So I think I'm predisposed to my kids. Isn't that how it is? Which is the kids take precedence. But the dates I have for hiking, again, they're kind of loose too. So I don't know. Maybe it can work out, but I'm not going to hold myself to the rendezvous if I can instead spend that time with the kiddos, they're just old enough. I think they're excited about it. It's a huge hiking trip. You know, it's not many people get the opportunity to go on a multi-week hiking trip, and I want to set that time aside and do that for them if I can. And I think I can, so I'm going to do that. So good, thank you. So you guys have been following my affiliate links. Thank you for that. Calendar on the website is updated. Now, Mark did just mention a rendezvous that's going to be happening the weekend after. And as well as Harold, he just mentioned the possibility of doing a Rough and Ready Campground Veterans Cookout. And so there's some conversation about some other things that are coming up. Maybe we'll do some things, but I don't have anything ironed down yet. So I don't have anything pinned down. I don't have dates to give you for some of this stuff. What I can tell you in the immediate future, like in the next couple of weeks, what I'm going to do is I'm going to announce specifically when we're doing it. But for now, I can't give you the date and the time just yet. But we are going to iron down a day here real soon for the Sportsman's Luncheon. We did a Sportsman's Luncheon last year, and we did it at Donna's Restaurant in Huntington. And, that worked out really well. I will say that I'm thinking of moving the location from Donna's just down to Best Way Pizza. And the biggest reason for that is because I think pizza is more kid-friendly. And I'm trying to keep my business very open and very friendly to families. And who doesn't like pizza? So it turns out Pizza Hut there in Huntington has they have a little a conference room, and you're allowed to use it. There's no cost or anything. They just want you to have pizza in front of you while you use it. So I think that's probably what I'm going to suggest, is that we all meet up at the Pizza Hut in Huntington Plaza, the plaza right there by Sheetz, across from it, across from Giant, if you will, and have a little sportsman luncheon. And I'll put together a little presentation. I'll talk to you a little bit about the lake and kind of the going-ons at the lake, and maybe talk about plans, a little bit about fishing and stuff. But ultimately, it's just a time for some sportsmen like us to get together while the weather is just brutal, and just get together and hang out a little bit. Speaking of the brutal weather, I am putting together an ice fishing trip up at Foster Sayers in Howard. And if you're interested in doing that, you can text me and just say something like ice fishing trip or whatever it is. But reach out to me if you want to be a part of that. I'm going to make that very low expense so that everybody can come. There's no excuse not to. I don't think it's going to be a difficult thing to put on, and I'm going to just kind of make it a community thing, kind of like getting together for the Sportsman's Luncheon. So that is on the calendar in front of us, though I don't have a date. These are things that are coming up. So Sportsman's Luncheon, ice fishing, and there's something that I'm working on with some of the campgrounds. I'm still kind of figuring out, again, a lot of this stuff. This is what I have this month and next month to kind of work on, is what I'm going to call the Raystown Rendezvous. We're going to do a Raystown Rendezvous at one of the local campgrounds. We're going to try and bring camping into the community, into the fishing community, and involve people in that way too. So we're going to get together at a campground. We're going to do that in the summer. We're going to have a big blowout, maybe do some cornhole tossing, and then go down and do some fishing, of course, and then hang out by the bonfire in the evening, do marshmallows and mountain pies, things like that. So I'm putting that together as well. That's going to be a community event. I will announce it when the time comes. It's going to be a great event. Hopefully it becomes one of the big events of the year, and hopefully you get excited about it. You can bring your family out to it. It's going to be all ages. It's going to be at a place that has all the facilities. So it's very family friendly. The point there is I'm trying to build that so that the community comes together, and it's not just fishermen, but it can be your whole family. It can be people who just camp. It can be people who are out just swimming, whatever. It's just the Raystown community as a whole can come together. Common ground is what I was looking for with that event. But the Raystown Rendezvous, it's going to be sometime this summer, and I'll give you dates whenever I get them nailed down. So good evening, A1 Fishing family. Hello, everyone. Hello back. Mark says he'll actually get footage this year, so feel free to get a feel for the scenario. Oh, okay, I got you. There are huts already on the ice at Howard. All right, cool. Oh, at Hunter's Cut, right at the cut. I got you. Awesome. Buck, good evening. I just mentioned you. Buck, you still have the ice out at James Creek, 7 points. The ice out, the salt out. James Creek, 7 points, and Snyder's Run, I believe. Those are the three. And is that correct? Just do a check for me so that I'm giving good information out on the live stream. And make sure that those are the three that we're thinking of. And that I covered them all. Please let me know if that's right. I appreciate that. Okay, so one of the things that I'll even share a little behind the scenes with you. The John Boat build. Guys, I have great news. My permit came in. So whenever I did the title transfer and such, they had to wait like a month before they could issue that to make sure that it's not stolen, basically. And, of course, it wasn't stolen. And they got me the title and the permit and everything like that. So the boat is legal to me. So my business actually owns the John Boat. What does that mean? I am branching out a little bit into the John Boat territory. And I'm flipping through this book while I'm talking because I want to share something with you. I am so proud of this, guys. I spent time and I drew pictures. So I have my John Boat build that I've already started to map out a little bit. I'm planning to make this John Boat a fishing machine. So it's going to be built to fish the Juniata, and I'm going to do a John Boat fishing event. And I think I'm going to do it in the fall. It might even be late fall, so October, November time period. But that's the John Boat build, and it's coming together. At least on paper. If it hasn't started to be built yet, at least it's coming together on paper. So legally, I own the boat finally, and of course, it's going to take a little bit of effort to build it, but I don't mind doing that. This will be the third boat that I kind of put together, and I'm going to bring you guys along for the ride on that. So I'm going to do some videos of it, show you guys what I'm doing to the John Boat, build it up, and then ultimately on whenever we do the John Boat event, the John Boat fishing event, hopefully you guys have a John Boat and you guys can come down and join me. I think I'm going to do that down by Newport. We fished that section on the kayaks and we liked it a lot, but I think I'm going to change the timing of it and I'm going to invite John Boats out. They got a great ramp for putting boats in and out, so I think it'll work. All right, so Buck confirmed for me the salt is in them last week. Had one at Shy Beaver, but it went missing. Okay. Planning on putting another one out soon. So if you see the bucket of salt down at the ramp, don't take it. Leave it there. And Buck, I'm sorry that went missing. If it continues to happen, let me know. I'll cover the expense of it. Somebody will cover the expense of it. We'll do what we can to keep salt at the docks. It's about helping one another, and let's face it, ultimately we got the world to deal with out there, but we're not going to let them win. So I appreciate that. Buck, I appreciate the feedback, and you said that you put it out, had one at Shy Beaver, it went missing. You're planning on putting another one out soon. Okay, it's all good. It's all good. Thank you, Buck. I appreciate you doing that. I know the effort that it took, and we do appreciate it. There's just people that just, things walk. I wish it wasn't so, but here we are. Here we are. Thank you, Buck. Appreciate all the effort. And guys, if you come to the dock, maybe you can bring some salt and top that bucket off. And, of course, just keep on, paying it forward. I guess that's what it's all about. Good. So let me take a breather right there. Does anybody have any questions for me before I keep bowling you over with, all my stuff? Any questions at all, just shoot them to me. I have, like I said, I did mark up the dates here on the calendar, and I'm thinking with October, November, whatever it is, it's going to be one of these weekends for the John Boat event. I'm not sure which one, October and November time frame, but I'm not sure which weekend I'm actually going for. But the calendar is up. And it's ready. There was something I thought was kind of lingering out. I'm just not thinking of it right now. No questions for me. All right. Very good. So my chartering, it will start in March. Now, I did mention that with the calendar, and traditionally, that's kind of just what it is here at Lewistown. Usually late in March is whenever people start chartering, and I'm no different. I think it's just kind of tradition. It's still pretty cold. There's not a whole lot of interest, to be honest. The fishing's great, but because it's still chilly, people are a little hesitant to get out there. But that's what I'll be targeting. It'll be the end of March there, and you can reach out to me, and we'll get you a date. But you'll notice on this calendar, that's March. April is wide open, and May is wide open. Those 2 months are the 2 months that I'm really going to be kicking off. Of course, those 2 months are hot and heavy as far as fishing. So those are the ones. I got lots of dates still open. I have a couple people booked, but I got plenty of dates still open. So I have flexibility. I can work with you. Just shoot me a text. It's at the bottom of every page here. I'm sorry, it's not at the bottom of every page. But if you go to Randall Rydes Fishin' and you scroll to the bottom, you'll find my phone number. And just shoot me a text that says something about fishing, or just copy it down right now. It's in front of you. You can write it down, put it in your phone, and it'll always be there. All right. I did mention the big hike that I have in June, so I think that's covered, but I did want to offer you guys something. This is such a simple thing, but guys, I found this when I was out in the garage, and it's just a light for bait. You know, I had the batteries in the other room, but it just takes a little battery cartridge, and it's water activated, so it's got these two little sensors here. So when you drop it in the water, boop, you lower it down underneath your boat like that, it glows. And I don't use it. It's been sitting in my boat for 2 years, or not in my boat, but in the garage for 2 years. I don't use it. I have, like this big special light now, and there's no reason for me to let this thing just sit in the garage. So what does that mean for you? If you guys have been thinking about ordering a lure from me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give that to you for free. So it works fine. There's nothing wrong with it. If you order a lure from me, I'm going to put this into a box with your lures, and I'm going to send that to you. So no extra cost for that, but it's just an encouragement to get you to order a lure from me. So you just go to the website, and you buy a lure. This one right here. This is here. You scroll down to the jigging lure right here, and you purchase. And if you do that, just write something in the notes so I know that you want this, because not everybody wants a bait light. But if you'd like that, by all means, just write it into the notes, and I'm going to send this. It is my personal bait light. I have caught lots of bait off of this simple little light. It does work. It's not too bad. So that is yours for the take-in. All you got to do is do an order for the lures, and it's yours. So I hope you guys can find a use for it, because it's been sitting way too long in my garage. Stagnant. So good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping for the chat. I'm going to talk for a few more minutes, but if you haven't yet, do the thumbs up. And thank you. Appreciate it. Simple support doesn't cost a thing. All right. So Brian Murphy, you say you always hate leaving the dock in the colder days when it's getting dark and there's still boats out. Is there a Facebook group to do shout-outs, make sure all boaters are good? No. There is not a Facebook group to do shout-outs to make sure all the boaters are good. I would say that there's very few, percentage-wise, of the people who are on the water that are actually monitoring or even involved with a Facebook group. No, I think we are the few. We are the few. It's a small community that gets online and talks and does this stuff. I wish it was bigger, but it's actually kind of small. So what can you do, though? Stand by, I'll show you. The one thing that a lot of boats, not all of them, but a lot of them do monitor while they're on the water is the radio. So you can use the radio and just use a, one of the public channels, and I'll talk about what channels to use for that. But you want to use one that's not like registered to the Coast Guard or something like that. So I'm going to do a whole thing on radios, and it's coming up. But this is going to be your best way to monitor and make sure that people are good out there. If somebody's having a tough time, just keep this thing on the public channel, and there's a lot of public channels, depends on what you want to use. Just don't use the official ones. So this is your #1 way to monitor while on the water and to help people out on the water. That's it right there. As a backup, you can keep my phone number in your phone and you can shoot me a text. If I'm not on the water, I'll try to find somebody who is, and I'll see if I can get you in touch with them. Can you guys see this fish tank right here? I got this fish tank with the intention of putting a fish in it. I want to put a fish in it and let it be in the tank here for the winter. I thought maybe we could name it as a community, and then maybe in the spring I'd take it and I'd release it. Now, I haven't figured out what to put in there. Yellow perch, little bass, or a crappie, or whatever it is. I haven't figured out what to put in it, but I'm thinking that I can probably get a crappie from up at Foster Sayers, and it's legal to harvest and actually keep it alive, and I can bring it home and put it in there. What I didn't want to do was catch something that wasn't legal, like a baby bass or something, and then harvest it and bring it home and put it in there. Didn't want to do that because we're doing the live streams, and I just don't want any attention to doing anything that could be sketchy, So I'm thinking about catching a crappie up at Foster Sayers and bringing it home. If I can manage that, keep them alive, bring them home and put them in there. But that's what that little fish tank is right there. So that's coming down the pipe too. Keep an eye out for it. You guys have any questions for me? We're up to 30 minutes into this live stream, so I don't want to linger too long tonight. I'm looking to do just a short stream for everybody. And if you guys have appreciated it, make sure you do the thumbs up on your way out. You're welcome to hang out for a few minutes. I'm just going to answer any questions that might come through. Thank you guys for hanging with me. I'll maybe stay on another 5 minutes or so. So if you have something you want to find out, just shoot me a question, all right? This time of year, everything kind of slows down a little bit. I have stuff I got to do for the business, and that's not just taxes, but it's like I have to do a CPR certification and just got to renew that every year, and just making sure all the paperwork and registrations and licenses and permits and everything. It's kind of wild the moment you have a business, how it seems like everything just comes out of the woodworks to get you. It's like there's vultures, there's rats waiting in the cracks for you. So that's what I'm dealing with. It's actually good because I have some downtime because we're not fishing too much this time of year, and I get to focus up really good on business and do a little brainstorming too. Start thinking about what's coming down the pipe, what I want the business to do. So it's been good. It's been good. Any of you guys have a business, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You got to take the bad with the good, right? It's a fact. It's kind of like measure twice, cut once. You want to make sure you do all the thinking that you can. You got to strike that balance between, you want to think and plan and, move wisely. At the same time, you don't want to get what they call analysis paralysis, You don't want to get to the point where if you thought so much on it, opportunities slip past you or time gets away from you. You got to find that, you got to strike that balance. I'm probably a little careless with it. I tend to move without thinking sometimes. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do then. Since we're kind of wrapping up here, I just want to remind folks that when you go to my channel and you watch one of the videos, like you're watching the live stream right now. If you go down just below the live stream, I'm going to make sure I have this muted. Yeah. So there's my live stream we're on right now. If you go down just below it, I'm trying to scroll down there. Keep that thing going. There we go. I'll find it. Here it is. More. So you get down into the description box and you find these affiliate links right there. What that does is, let's say you want to go to the Fishin reel that I like to use. It'll take you to Amazon, and it'll take you to this Fishin reel, and it's actually got a pretty good discount on it right now. And what it is, if you do a purchase, doesn't even have to be this Fishin reel. You could go off and buy butter, right? Buy some butter. There you go. Say that's what you want to buy. They'll still do a small commission on me because you came to their website through my link. So that is a simple way that you can support the business, and it's just something you would have spent money on anyways. It doesn't cost you anything extra. And I see a lot of you are doing that. Thank you. Appreciate it. And I think I'll wrap it up with that. Doesn't seem like you guys have any questions for me tonight. I'm not too surprised by that. It is that time of year. There's not a whole lot of people out on the water. Just keep in the back of your mind that there are some events coming up. We're going to have the opportunity to get together for. And I think the big one immediately in front of us is the Sportsman's Luncheon at Pizza Hut there in the plaza in Huntingdon. There's no cost to it. You just show up, get to meet you. We'll take some pictures, and I'll try to do like a little presentation for everybody. There's no cost to it except for what you purchase as far as pizza to eat, and that's it. And there might even be an extra pie or two up there, so you don't really have to come with any money in your pocket. We'll make sure you eat, I promise. But I'll give you a date for that. Thank you guys for stopping in. I'm going to let that be the end of the stream. So with that, I'm going to take off. All right, guys. Much love. Much respect. Have a good night.